So in Hong Kong, the most common hip conditions we see are hip osteoarthritis and hip avascular necrosis. So hip osteoarthritis is due to degeneration and wear and tear of the cartilage around the hip joint. When the cartilage is gone, the bone will rub against each other on both sides of the hip and causes a lot of pain and disability, limiting the patient's hip flexion and activities of daily living. In terms of the other condition, avascular necrosis, it's related to not enough blood supplying the femoral head, and that causes collapse of the head and significant pain and disability to these patients. In terms of treatment for hip conditions, we start off with conservative treatment. These include analgesics, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medication, as well as physiotherapy that helps us train up the hip abductor muscles, as well as maintain the hip range of motion. If these conservative treatment fails, then we can consider surgical management, often in the sense of total hip replacement. The hip joint is a ball and socket joint. We replace both the socket side and the ball part, then we call it a total hip replacement. The way we perform total hip replacement, traditionally we use conventional instruments. A lot of times depends on the surgeon's proficiency as well as the intraoperative decision. With robotic-assisted surgery, there is a definite improvement in accuracy in terms of the implant placement. A lot of patients after hip replacement, they would regain their mobility with significant improvement in terms of the pain. Preoperatively, we perform a CT scan, which is very accurate in determining the implant sizing of the patient. We can have a very precise planning and what we call a virtual range of motion to simulate how the patient would perform after the surgery. So we can really personalize the whole surgery for our patients. And then the most important part of the robotic surgery is the robotic arm would help us remove the bone as well as put the implants in a very precise location. During the surgery itself, the surgeon would use the robotic arm, bring the robotic arm in and help us remove the bone that is diseased. Basically, we don't need to dissect a lot of tissues away, and we try to preserve the soft tissues as much as possible. And then after that, most importantly is the robot arm helps us put the cup into a precise location. In terms of implant placement accuracy, it's much improved with the robotic technique. We can still use the assistance of the robotic arm to allow us to assess the patient's leg length, making sure that they do not have postoperative significant leg length discrepancy. Basically, with the robotic surgery, we can minimize two major complications. The first one would be in terms of dislocation. The risk of dislocation with robotic surgery is much lower than conventional. The second complication it helps reduce is in terms of the long-term wear and tear of the components, meaning that the plastic itself with a good component placement of the cup, then the plastic does not wear out so soon. So minimizing the risk of future revision surgeries. Because of the precision of the surgery, the recovery, we see that it is also quicker with robotic surgery as compared to conventional. Less dissection means that less soft tissue trauma and faster recovery. Inpatient stay is a few days. Patients can either get out of bed and start walking the same day or the next day, and by 2 weeks' time, they should be off all painkillers, and by 6 weeks, most patients feel much better than what they had before the surgery. In terms of recovery after robotic total hip replacement, we still rely a lot on the multidisciplinary team that helps the patients gain full recovery. The physical therapists would attend the patients either the same day or the next day. We aim to train the patients' muscle power, range of motion, and allow them to gain back their usual mobility, walking tolerance, and eventually lose the need to use a walking aid and at the end return to the sports activities that they are keen to perform. Each patient is different. Not all patients should receive the same treatment regardless. It is still the best for the patients to discuss with their surgeon in terms of the surgical approach, the technique they want to use, and the postoperative rehabilitation regime.